stop being lazy. Yeah. And I became creative. Yeah. And I learned how to create it. And now that pride's for me. So come see. Oh, come here.
Welcome back to the Silver Line and the Falcons podcast. I'm your host, Sterlington. This is your host, Cam. And we're coming at you live right now with oh goodness gracious. Just turned off my backlight over here. But yeah, no, we got a lot going on. This is probably one of the happiest we've been as Falcons fans in some time. Arthur Blank, we beat the Saints. Arthur Blank cleaned house. And we might be bringing Matt Ryan in an important role, bringing back the franchise legend. Hold on just a second. Let me just get that straightened out. And sorry about that. But yeah, we already started our hiring for the next week. So we got a lot of stuff to go hiring coaches for the next year. So we got a lot of stuff to go over. But before I get into that, for the people who do have noticed that we hadn't put out an episode in a while, just to be brief, man, I got knocked out with the flu. And the timing was all weird with family travel. I was out of town during basically all of the week during Christmas. And then I caught the flu right when I got back. So it ain't no good. It's all bad. Ain't no good. It's all bad. That week it was, to say, because the last what 30 hours at this point as a Falcons fan have been amazing. We recording on the 5th Monday night. Cam, how you doing? How you feeling?
I thought I'd
Don't go
leave.
all the way into it yet because we're going to have to go point by point, play by play.
Okay.
How are you doing though, man? How you been since the last time I seen you?
I'm doing great. I just got to make one slight correction. We didn't beat the Saints. We swept the Saints. Get it right.
Let's put some respect on how it was done.
Yes.
One does not simply.
That's the only thing I had to bring up.
No. It was necessary.
My Christmas and my Christmas and New Year's was great, but I just had to clear that up. Hey, we swept the Saints.
Matter of fact, it wasn't just necessary; it was super necessary for anybody who's in the know.
Yes.
For those who don't know, that's an MMA callback. That was two fighters was fighting. One knocked the other guy out in like 5 seconds with a knee because he knew the guy was going in for a takedown and he kneed him in the head. And he beat him a little after. Yeah,
that was
Jorge Masvidal
and Ben Askren. And I am glad Ben Askren is doing very well these days. He had like a double lung transplant. He was going with it, but I just want to put that.
Yeah. Anyway, after Masvidal knocked him out, and they, he hit him some more after he was already knocked out, and the ref stopped him. You guys who watch MMA know how it goes. Or guys and women, whoever watches them, MMA fans, you know how it goes. And if you are an MMA fan, and in the press conference after they asked him if it was necessary, he said super necessary. You know what? I said we beat the Saints. You corrected me and said we swept them. Super necessary. We need that. We needed that.
In the worst way
possible.
You
know what? That was like a scary proposition for a lot of fans. I know because your fear was sweeping the Saints, ending the year on a 4-game win streak, beating the Rams on prime time was going to stop Arthur Blank from changing coaches and sticking that out another year. And we were going to try to hop on this podcast and spin this as a positive thing. Not necessary, though. Arthur Blank said he made up his mind weeks ago.
Arthur Blank said, hey, I know Christmas was a little over a week ago, and I know I'm late, but don't get mad. Here's your post-New Year's gift.
That's right. That's right. So obviously, before we even go down the whole line of people who he went down, we're going to go one by one. We're going to take this baby slow. We're going to savor this moment. I mean, we don't mean to make fun of guys, losing their employment. Obviously, I've lost employment before. Cam's lost employment before. We don't, we don't want to poke fun at it. But, when you look at their bank account, look at my bank account, and ask whether or not the performance warranted what happened, and ask if it's about for a team that I want, and if I'm tired of us missing the playoffs and I'm ready for something different, yeah, we about to enjoy this moment right now. We about to
Absolutely. We are 10
enjoy
years deep.
seeing.
10 years deep into enjoying this moment, man.
Oh yeah,
I haven't been this happy as a Falcons fan since the 2016 NFC Championship game.
yep.
It's
That's
been a
pretty
minute.
happy now.
It's
That's
been a
pretty.
minute.
That's pretty happy. So we're gonna start with Raheem getting the axe. Honestly, him and Terry, but Raheem getting the axe before we even get to Monday. That man Blank said, I want to make it abundantly clear how sure I was he was getting fired. All right. All you other suckers wait until Monday to make a decision. No. I was the, and when he said weeks ago, I was like, yeah. Week what was it? Week 13.
The
That's when
week
he
we
made the
lost to the
decision.
Jets, huh?
Oh, I knew he had to be like, no, and because let me tell you, it had to happen, right? Now I could have genuinely like I could have gave it an earnest go and spinning that into a positive, and I would have had some good points. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things I said, Cam can confirm that when we talked about why this win streak really shouldn't matter, is because let's be real, you getting these wins. And no matter how good the offense looked, you getting these wins with a quarterback that won't be here next year, ideally. But we'll talk about that later too. So I'm like, I don't care if you look good with the guy that's not gonna be here, right?
Also, too, you're getting these wins when they don't matter.
When they don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And also, let's be real, y'all been running this franchise like, all right, we are a couple pieces away every year. You're pushing all these chips into the center of the table, mortgaging the future, right? To say, hey, we about to make the move, and then in the weakest division in all of football, right? Like he didn't say, hey, go out there and win the NFC North. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if the Lions would be the division champs here. The Vikings, who we beat, would be division champs with their record. You telling me how the hell we end up with a three-way tie in records and we was eliminated weeks ago? The Bucks wasn't eliminated until we beat the Saints. So the Bucks won. They didn't even get eliminated in their own game. They didn't get eliminated until the day after when we won, but we were eliminated weeks ago. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And then
That's how you lose your job.
and the
That's
other
exactly
thing,
how you lose your job.
and the other thing too for me, that is it's just inexcusable is the fact that I feel like all three of his coordinator hires were duds.
Dog, and that's gonna be like the biggest thing about me with Raheem. And we've said it before, but hey, we live in a world where we have to have a Rooney Rule to get black head coaches hired. And this is your second stint as a head coach, and you hitch your wagon to 3 first-time play callers, and they're all terrible at their jobs, dude. And it's like, I've always liked Raheem as a person. Hell, the players loved him. The players after the game came out. Drake London was one of them. Came out and said, "I love Raheem, and I hope he comes back next year." The
With all his
players,
heart was how he
the
wanted
players
a lot of
love
players
Raheem.
said they wanted Raheem back.
They love Raheem, but hey, it goes bigger than that. It's about results and a result-oriented business, man. It's bigger than love. And granted, you got a lot of love. Hell, Arthur Blank loves Raheem.
He sure do.
He loved him like a son, but hey,
Like that's family to him. Like
that's fam.
he like Raheem.
And I know it killed him. He's like, dang, I gotta fire somebody I care about. I know that hurted him. I know that was painful to him having to fire him like that.
Yeah.
But hey, it had to happen, man. 2 back-to-back 8-9 seasons, especially this one where we just choked. Like we went on a choking spree. And to me, I can't speak for other fans. To me, the icing on the cake where he had to go was when we lost to the Jets.
Oh.
When we lost to the Jets,
Oh,
I was like, we
man.
have lost to the dog. If you are out here listening to this podcast and you are a Falcons fan, you got it rough. Your life is hard as a fan. Fandom-wise, your life is hard. But guess what? it could be 20 times harder, 100 times, 1,000 times harder if you were a Jets fan.
Yeah.
So come on now, count your blessings.
Hell, you could be a Browns fan.
Yes, count your blessings. Hey, you are a Falcons fan.
But the problem
Me
is
too.
with being a Falcon fan is your team is perfectly mediocre. Like we are perfectly mediocre, right?
Yes. Which
Like
is why I'm so happy about this regime change in the sense that, dog, we have been crying for the heavens from this. Falcons fans, left and right, have no idea what Rich McKay do. But we know we want him.
So who we gonna talk about first? Rich McKay or Terry? Matter of fact, we'll come back to Raheem because we got to go down the list. We got to make sure everybody get touched on. We talking about Terry next or Rich next? No,
You
let's
know
talk
what?
about Terry because Terry was out the door with Raheem.
Yeah, let's do Terry next. Let's do
Let's
Terry.
do Terry next. Now, let me tell you something about Terry. I have been seeing. I had started to see this weird loyalty to Terry, and his drafting because how how this past year's draft went. I'm like, are y'all stupid? Like, no disrespect. I don't mean to call people stupid for feeling that way, but are you seriously gonna sit here in my face and look at what he did at the 11th hour and forget everything that led to this moment?
Dog.
Because look, hey, them last 4 wins that Raheem got didn't save his job, right? Then why would the last draft save Terry's job?
Oh, you cooked with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I'm
my
like,
boy,
hey, his job not to go out every Sunday. His job is to go out once a year in free agency and once a year in the draft and hit on those areas. And 2021, like, boy, if we don't re-sign Pitts, we will have nothing from that draft.
Dog, I was gonna bring that up. I was like, people seem to forget that. Hey, 2025, we had 5 picks. We hit on all 5 of them.
Yeah.
Terry, thank you.
Really? Hold on, did we?
Hey,
We don't. No. The reason I say that is who's the fifth? Who's the fifth?
JD Bertrand.
No. JD Bertrand was 24. The fifth is Jack Nelson.
My bad.
We
You're
don't
right.
know
You're
about
right.
this guy.
My bad.
So
I got him confused.
As far as we know, we went 4 for 4. We got that Wendy's going, right? We did that 4 for 4 as far as defenders. But yeah,
No, you're right.
You would need to. He'd have to hit on all of those.
And that's a good point that he had to go 4 for 4 because considering 2021, he went 1 for 9. Really, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt in the
You'll
sense
give him
that
Drew Dalman. We just didn't.
I'll give him Drew
Dalman.
Dalman. He went 2 for 9. But hey, if you think about it like that, Drew Dalman's not even on our team anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
So on that, and out of that entire
keep him.
Out of that entire 2021 draft class, what 7 of them are not even on the league, are not in the NFL anymore?
And look, I'll be trying to give him credit in certain places, right? Because I'm glad you brought up Drew Dalman. Ryan Newsel wasn't a bust this year. Ryan Newsel wasn't out there getting his ass kicked, having you think Terry don't know what he's doing. When you talk about, he didn't re-sign Drew Dalman. He not only did he sign Ryan Newsel, he signed him to an extension. He didn't even do a 1-year deal. We did like a 2 or 3 year tender on Newsel. But results speak for themselves. He wasn't a minus guy. He was perfectly fine.
He was serviceable.
He was perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying?
He had a solid season.
Hey, you know what he is? Perfectly Falcon, because he's perfectly mediocre. Well, I'm gonna say mediocre. He at least a neutral. We perfectly mediocre. We perfectly slightly under bull. S. Trying to cut back on some of the cursing. But yeah, he's slightly above that line. You know what I'm saying? And it was fine. It worked out. Bijan had a lot of rushing yards. Didn't feel like the quarterback was getting killed. And if it was getting killed, it wasn't because of him. It was, because of the third string tackle that you had to ride out there. It was usually Elijah Wilkinson who was getting the penalties at the worst times or getting beat. But God bless him. He was doing what he could. But we're not here to talk about that. Or hell, we are maybe to talk about it. Talk about the depth. Who knows? Right? But we're trying to, when I try my best to give Terry credit, right? I say, all right, Terry, what did you do right? Caden Ellis, Divine Diablo, Jesse Bates, so far.
Resign
Xavier
AJ.
Watts,
Resign AJ to a solid deal.
JBJ, yeah, resigning ABJ, AJ, excuse me, all these J's and mix my
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah.
That was a joke there. Um, Jalen Walker, like he got guys, you know what I'm saying? Drake London, Bijan, definitely a hit. You can go down, he signed Chris Lindstrom to a deal that's starting to look better by the year, which we said, I mean, Chris Lindstrom was a no-brainer though. That one, I can only give you so much credit because my thing is when I give you credit for all the good moves, I'm like, well, let's slow down. I got to give you credits for the moves that weren't no-brainers, moves that you had to make. Re-signing Chris Lindstrom is a no-brainer. Like, I'm not gonna give the next GM credit for re-signing Bijan. Well, you better.
Yeah.
You better. You're extending Bijan. You know what I'm saying? You better. Like, okay, like I'm not about to give you credit for that. That's an easy decision, right? At that point, you just got to work out the money. Um, But like, look, now you got us in a position where if we resign Pitts, like I don't know what we want to resign him for. I said, with Pitts, I know people was feeling a lot of different ways and a lot of different volumes about the year he had. Well, Pitts messed around and finished the year second amongst tight ends in receptions and second in yards. Like, there's a world where Pitts is a Pro Bowl. Pitts might get in at least as an alternate. Who knows? And I'm like, well, how much are you going to pay that guy?
Exactly.
He'd have technically 2 Pro Bowls in 5 years if he messed around and become an alternate. And I'm like, are you going to shell out the money for that? If you're the next GM, I mean. So I'm like, hey, Terry, even though, I've been more of a Pitts advocate than a hater, you put us in that position, Terry. This mess with the quarterback now, because, like, look, we in limbo at quarterback. That's just the truth. Until we know what Penix is, we in limbo. All right? And then you got Kirk contract weighing on us. You did that, Terry. Now, look, I ain't gonna lie. That shit would have been some 4D chess if it worked out. Did it work out, Cam? Would you say that it has worked out?
Unfortunately, no.
Hey, and you know why you can say that? What makes it clear? No matter how much you talk about it, what make it abundantly clear it didn't work out?
We didn't make the playoffs.
Just so y'all know, we're not coordinating this part. I'm literally asking him these questions live. I know he'll know the answer though, because it's that clear. It's that clear. You don't have to sit here and beat around the bush. I'm like, no, Cam, why didn't it work out? Because we didn't make the playoffs. It's easy. It's easy. So yeah, all that loyalty you got to Terry, man, get that out your system, brother. Like, or sister, whoever. Get it out your get that out. Get that out. Shake it off. Shake it off.
Oh,
No.
Terry hit on his first round picks. You supposed it on your first round picks. That's the easy pick to make.
You wasn't picking 29th?
First round picks are the
Like,
easiest pick.
damn.
Especially
Bijan
top
was
10 picks.
10.
Drake, top 10 pick. Bijan, top 10 pick. Michael Penix. He messed up on that one.
No,
Maybe we'll
he
see.
messed up. Yeah, it's still TBD, but
hey, I'll say this: it's the reason he got fired.
Hey, you know
it's
what?
the reason he got fired. Signing Kirk to a $180 million bag and then get caught for tampering and losing a draft pick. It's the reason he got fired. Let's keep it a whole bean now. Let's remember. Let's remember all of Terry. Let's remember all of Terry. Now, Grant, I'll give Terry credit where credit is due. Each draft class has gotten progressively better in terms of like the depth of the class providing value to the team.
Yeah,
like if we keep it
the non-first rounders.
2025 might be the best draft class we have ever had as a Falcons organization.
Well, hell, this is the first time we've had at least 3 impact starters.
And if Billy Bowman didn't get hurt, if Billy Bowman didn't get 4.
He was looking good now.
Like we keep it a buck.
Xavier, he's still early in his career, so you still like had to watch it play, see how teams like play when they could scheme around and when they start knowing his game. But hey, look, you know what James Pierce Jr. did? Unlike a lot of he only got better as the year went on.
Thank you, dog.
How many games did James Pierce Jr. play and not get a sack before he got his first sack? He played like 3 or 4 games before he got his first sack.
I want to say he got his first half sack was maybe against the Vikings.
Yeah, maybe he got a half sack, and then he went with a half sack for the longest time. But when
Yeah,
he beat
but
it up,
yes, and that's the thing, and that's the beauty
he
of
got
it.
like 10 of his sacks in like the last, what, 7, 8 weeks or something?
Yes, and hell, even Jalen Walker. Granted, we use Jalen Walker as more of a tweener. He was in coverage a little bit more, but
Yeah.
his pressure rate was up there too. Like 2025, we hit on every pick. Now, granted, we had the last one who's like he ain't
And
even get no
what,
tick.
and even hitting on every pick in 2025, riddle me this. Where would you, do you think that at least make us break even?
No,
So you telling me this guy can have a year where he hit on all his picks and we still ain't breaking even?
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? I'm not even sure if you did just the last 3 drafts that we breaking even.
I'll put it this way: we got 5 picks in this upcoming draft, and we managed, if we kept Terry and he hit on all 5 of them again, then I feel like we broke even.
And I ain't gonna lie, if he did, if Blank gave him another year, one, I'd have been pissed. But because I'm like, man, no. Every time I get ready to say, all right, I can see it, then I'll be like, I'll think about something like with the contracts, and we tried to talk that up. I mean, like I said, if it worked, that would have been a 4D chess move. That would have made offenses around the league reevaluate how they attack the quarterback position, especially franchises in purgatory. But when that blew up in our faces like it did, oh, get him out of here then. I'm
And
like,
hey,
he looks like an idiot. Get him out of here.
and it's something we always talk about. Something we always talk about. The worst place you can be as a franchise is what?
Quarterback purgatory. It
So I
just
can't.
is.
So I cannot fault him
For
for
attacking it, yeah.
for attacking the quarterback position, because even Raheem said it on the day he was hired. If the Falcons had better quarterback play, I would not be standing here right now.
No, that's still
Raheem
true,
said
though.
that.
It's
He
still
said that,
true.
and we tried to go out there and address it, but hey, it
All
just
right.
didn't work out. Like, granted, the script ain't written out on Penix, and I'm not gonna write him off yet. He's like, this will be year 3,
Yeah.
so I highly doubt we'll cut him. Like, more than likely, we'll keep him on the roster, and then we'll see what shakes out. We'll probably bring in a vet to kind of just offset the costs and whatnot.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know, dude. The fact that I don't like, there's too many question marks. But considering Zach Robinson was a terrible OC, so
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to put the blame on Zach, put some of the blame on Penix, so maybe his knees aren't good enough to be on the center as much. Like
I do not
I don't
buy
know though.
that.
Is it also too? Is it because he doesn't get the playbook as well? Hell,
Like,
there
no,
was a
no, let me
point.
tell you why I don't
There
buy
was a
that.
point in
Like,
this year. Let me finish. There was a point in this year where it was a big thing, and I think this is another reason why I think Raheem got fired. Michael Penix was saying, I get coaching and advice from my high school coaches, not the professionals who are in the same locker room as me. They were not helping him. He was going out and getting help from his high school coaches about his gameplay and his mechanics. I guarantee you that pissed off Art Blank. I guarantee you it did.
hey, man, look. It should. Look, I remember I was watching Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp, and Ocho. And Shannon was like, hey, man, this is the NFL. They ain't gonna hold your hand. They ain't gonna hold your hand. Now you got to get it yourself. Da, da, da. And that's good and all. But let's keep it a bean. If my job on the line, whether or not this guy succeed, I'm about to get him motherfucker. I'm about to get him all the help he can get. All right? You ain't
Oh
about to be up
yeah.
here putting my job on the line because you suck. Like, let's be real now. You can't invest that much in quarterback. You cannot say, all right, we're going to pay a quarterback. We're going to draft a quarterback. We're going to do all of this to make sure that we're not in a bad position at quarterback and then don't get help developing your quarterback. You cannot do that. Those things don't mix. It's like that now. It really reeks of throwing stuff at the wall until it sticks. That ain't the play. That ain't the play. Um, so that was a Sunday, and honestly, would have been pretty satisfied if things stopped there. But man, the one man firing squad wasn't done. That man said we'd having a whole organizational prostate exam, if you will. and he had a long finger. All right. And let me tell you, my man went after Rich McKay, CEO of the Falcons.
A man many people in the Falcons franchise, a man many Falcons fans thought was untouchable.
Yeah. And look, I don't want to paint all of Rich's tenure here as bad. You know, the highest moments, or some of the highest moments that we've experienced as Falcons fans has also been under his tenure. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, unlike Raheem and even unlike Terry, Rich is the only one who's been here for the entirety of the losing streak, of the years of us not making the playoffs.
Man, and I'm glad you said it earlier in the show in the sense that we as a franchise have been like, oh man, we are one piece away, we a couple pieces away, we right there, we're right there. And I'm thankful that Arthur Blank finally realized, granted he needed some outside help as well,
Hey,
but he finally realized, hey,
at least he listens.
I'm walking around all these places and it smells like shit. Maybe I need to check the bottom of my shoes. And he finally did. He finally checked the bottom of his shoes. Hey, thanks, Arthur. It's a little late, but better late than never.
Hey, better late than never, man. I'm glad it's gonna happen in my lifetime.
And speaking of
I was
more,
losing faith there for a minute.
I
I
was
heard
gonna
his
say,
son was one of the pushers too. His son was like, "Yo, get him up out of here, Dad. Daddy, get him up. Get him up. He don't need to be here no more, Daddy."
hey, all things to say, we have the Falcons. We have cleared out our
Ooh.
president of operations. We have cleared out our head coach.
Hold on,
We have cleared out our GM. Hey, as of right now, there are, including us, there are six head coaching vacancies in the NFL. Now, as a Falcons organization, as a team, how do we let's go over these teams? We got us, the Falcons. Then we got the Browns, who they got a solid defense, but offensively, and their star running back, their rookie running back, he had a unfortunately like a Nick Chubb-esque injury, so he may not even play next year.
Even if he was fully healthy, if you start comparing running backs, I don't think it's much of a competition.
Yeah, so like and then you got the Titans, who they have their trigger man, but as far as like the rest
Possibly,
of the
I never feel like you have your trigger man after 1 year.
no, that's true.
Well, hold on.
I'll put it this way: the Titans picking the top 5 this year, they won't be drafting a quarterback. I'll say that.
Be drafting a quarterback.
They won't be drafting a quarterback.
Done enough.
But their team has a lot. Their team has a lot. That's a bad team.
That's a bad team, bro.
Then you got the Cardinals, who are gonna move on from Kyler Murray. That's another team. Like they got a couple pieces, but as a whole, like they got some holes that need to be filled.
Hey, they move off of Kyler Murray. Where that put them?
In cap hell.
No, not that. The place that's the worst place to be.
QB purgatory. And that'll be in the same place we were at. And then you have the Giants rounding it off. They got Jackson Dart, who I ain't gonna lie, just given the nature of how he played, like I love the moxie, but like how long he gonna be able to play?
Hey, you are not gonna be able to keep that up.
How many games he played this year? Like 10?
Like, man, Cam couldn't keep that up, and Cam much bigger than him.
I'm like, dog, he missed like 2-3 games this year from concussions.
Yeah, and shouldn't have got, and probably should have missed more of those. Like those.
Like I'm like, dog, like when I look at these teams, look at these rosters and how we stack up, I think the team with the best comparable roster to compare us is the Giants. I skipped the Raiders. I skipped right over the Raiders. I skipped right over the Raiders. But hey,
when we talk about coaching destinations, not coaching war zones. Like I ain't trying to effing go there. Like
yes, as far as
and don't get me wrong, the Raiders got some stuff, but
they're not gonna have Max Crosby next year.
Look,
you don't want to be on a rebuilding team.
Talking, all right, so since we talking about that, matter of fact, let me double back one more time because I did want to shout this out. This was the part that made me feel real happy to be a Falcons fan because as a fan, you have limited control. You get on this thing where you take this ownership of the team on a metaphorical level as a fan, but you don't. So then you get real frustrated because a lot of the decisions that come are ones made by somebody else, and maybe they don't care as much of the team or care about what you think. But when Arthur Blank released Raheem and Terry, he said, "I have great personal affinity for both Raheem and Terry, and I appreciate their hard work." I don't know, just had something pop up. Hard work and dedication to the Falcons, but I believe we need new leadership in these rules moving forward. The decision to move away from people who represent the organization so well and have a shared commitment to the values that are important to the organization is not an easy one. And this is the part where it starts to get good for me as a fan. But the results on the field have not met our expectations or those of our fans and leadership. I wish Raheem and Terry the absolute best in their future pursuits. Let me tell you something. You got that. He didn't have to mention us in the press conference. He didn't have to mention the fans. Not happy with that. But we not. And that's one of them times where you feel listened to as a fan by the owner. We
And
want all these guys gone, and he gone.
yeah, that's honestly why I think Rich McKay got the axe, because he's probably heard so many Falcons fans like, "Dog, y'all don't even know what Rich do, and y'all want him
Hey, they know he associated with the Falcons, and the Falcons keep
going?"
losing. Now, if you ain't gonna fire you, then the guy under you got to go.
Yes, they're like, "Hey, we fire GMs, we fire head coaches. Who's the next common denominator?
Hey, we exactly.
It must be
Hey,
Rich.
hey,
He got to go too."
how many GMs and head coaches is Rich gonna get before he up out of here? You know what I'm saying? So, just wanted to throw it in, but get to take it back to what you were talking about because we got so much. We're gonna have to have an extra long episode. So, just talking about competition for head coaches because we already requested interviews with Clint Kubiak, Anthony Weaver, and Kevin Stefanski, who just got let go from the Browns. So Clint Kubiak, for those who don't know, is the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. His time is not over being a coach yet. Anthony Weaver, his time right now being employed is not over, but his season's over. He's the DC for Miami, and Kevin Stefanski, as I said, just got fired, so he probably gonna get the first crack at the interview because he ain't got nothing to do. Falcons ain't got nothing to do. They gonna probably bring him in, right? So when you start talking about where it gets interesting is slotting the slides with of acceptable head coaches and matching them up with the jobs that are most acceptable to them. So when you start comparing us with other teams, say, all right, how do we stay? Because right now, this year, it's only 6 openings.
Exactly, exactly. And another caveat: just how we as fans did not know the writing was on the wall for Raheem. We thought maybe he could earn his way into keeping his job, even though it was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
The Falcons have already done a little bit of their homework as in regards to who our next head coach will be.
Yep.
They have an idea who they want. They have a pretty good idea who they're going to get. Right now, I want to say these interviews are more just I don't want to say they're a facade in the sense that like these interviews mean something, and who knows, maybe maybe an outside source can maybe win the role, but we as the organization has a general idea of the direction in which we want to go.
Oh, I think the idea, at least the general idea, I think, is the first guy they extended an interview invitation to, a request to, which was Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak kind of proved he knew how to call plays in New Orleans. Then he's been up there with Sam Darnold. I think they ready to now. I know they're doing 2 different firms to hire a coach and a GM, coach and GM,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, coach and GM. Um, but I think the main thing you want to do is have make yourself as attractive and as attractive a destination as possible for the next one, right? And now obviously winning cures all, but if I'm coming into a head coaching role, right? I see that the Falcons have decided to fire their GM. That makes that spot more attractive to me because one, might get to work with a guy I want to work with. 2, I'm not working with a guy who making moves for his job. That's a good way to lose your job. You
Mm-hmm.
got a guy over here, he making moves trying to keep his job. If you making moves to try to keep your job, you're already a year behind.
That's how Raheem lost his job.
You are exactly. He got his saddle, and you know what? He probably jumped at it the chance thinking, we could win with this roster. This should be good. And then you know what? If he was right, if we would have won one more game this year, um, he would have been right. But
Yeah, we be playing this weekend.
um, so the coach not gonna be bound to a GM on the way out. All right. Um, Also, when you compare divisions, I'm like, yeah, if I'm a coach, I want to go where I think I can win immediately. I would not want to go with the Titans. They already got two heavyweights, well, two and a half, really. I don't know, like if like the Colts are like if you start ranking spots that need a quarterback, the Colts one of the teams at the top of the list. If I'm a quarterback and I'm looking at teams to go to, I'm like, yeah, let me go to Indy real quick, right? But if Colts get a quarterback, then now you with the Titans, yo brother, you got to deal with the Texans, the Jags, and the no, and what the team being in the shape it is now, no. If I can avoid it, if I'm the Raiders and I'm about to deal with the Chargers and the Broncos
And the Chiefs?
and the Chiefs, whenever they get back, because they're gonna figure it back out.
I'm good on that.
2 years ago.
I'm good on that.
I'm good on that if I can help it. Now maybe the
Browns too.
You can't expect the Ravens to be bad like that again, but and the Bengals are only, kind of slid what it was because Joe Burrow missed all that time. So when you start comparing those, it's like, all right, well, we done kind of whittled it down, same with the Cardinals. They got Seahawks, 49ers, and the Rams. It's like if you just break it down by division and say, all right, who's doable, you work your way down to the Giants and the Falcons, right?
And the Giants kept their GM, so he gonna be he gonna.
So exactly. You are saddled to another GM that might be on his way out, and if he get fired, you're not gonna get fired, but if the next GM come in and he kind of good at his job, and then somebody got to get fired because the team ain't winning, they gonna probably look at who been there longer. You know what I'm saying? So, there's that. But yeah, with the Falcons, I feel like that's part of the package we offer up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna probably get a blank check, especially if you the guy that they're interested in. Arthur Blank gonna just say, "Hey, I got this right here. You is the check filled out. You write the numbers in, and we'll do that." And then you got a team that just was second in the league in sacks. You're gonna be inheriting that. You're gonna be inheriting Bijan, Drake London. If you're interested in working with Kyle Pitts, we can re-sign him too.
And you got a young defensive core, with a young edge rushers. Linebacking core is a little bit aging. We need another cornerback opposite of AJ Terrell. We got Jesse Bates and Xavier White. It's like when you think about our team, we're more than one piece away, but it looked like we one piece away. Like we're
not more than a piece away, but we're not like 10 pieces away.
We like one solid, not rebuild, but one solid like regime change away from making a push.
And ask yourself this too, like, bruh, if you come in as the coach, do you need to win 13 games next year?
No, it's the NFC South.
You telling me all I got to do is win 9 games and I'm making the playoffs? Like, even if this team got host, and you can get away with just winning 9 games and making the playoffs for like 2 years. Nobody's gonna say anything. You win the division and make the playoffs for 2 years.
You gonna get a contract extension,
boy. The standard gonna be low as dirt. Like, God, like
we are the most attractive destination. Let's keep it a bean.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You seeing this shit?
Oh yeah, I think I am. What is that?
That's a person watching this podcast that hasn't subscribed. Subscribe. The button's down below. But yeah, man. Yeah, I feel like when you compare all of those jobs to the Falcons one, I think we stack up favorably. Now, when you talk about wanting an offensive coach, because I think I want an offensive coach. I mean, I was hearing stuff about leader of men. They want a good leader of men. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I need to, we got a young quarterback. We got a young quarterback. I need somebody who can help the quarterback out. And hell, maybe that's a proper segue to a guy who they gonna be hiring. It looks pretty imminent right now. That the Falcons franchise legend I spoke of earlier, Matt Ryan, is gonna be a part of the team. And hell, maybe he could be more helpful, be a resource for your young quarterback. So yeah,
Say,
when I say this has been a lovely last 30 plus hours or so, um, it's like waking up from a dream and realizing that you never fell asleep.
dog.
Like
So
you're like, oh, this is real.
so for
Like,
for our listeners, it's kind of like a verbal meme. Have you guys seen the Vince McMahon meme where he's like singing the
oh,
chair and then it just gets broken? Yes, yeah. And then
that
the last one, he's like falling out the chair, like, oh my god,
I
that's
might have watched that episode of Raw to be honest.
dog. That meme, that Vince McMahon meme, is how Falcons fans feel. It was like,
Oh yeah, I
oh, we
have
saw,
no doubt
and it starts with, oh, we saw
that
the
somebody
Saints.
got some ejaculate inside their pants.
Oh, Terry got fired. Oh, Raheem got fired. Oh, Terry got fired. Oh, Reg got fired. Oh, my God, yes, yes, dog.
We
Oh,
might be
icing on the cake.
hiring.
Icing on the cake. And Matt Ryan's gonna be in the building. Oh
Oh man, that's crazy. That's
man, I
crazy.
prayed for times like this.
I yo, oh boy, I'm not even gonna lie. Um, and then one of the best parts about it all is that it's happened during the off season. So
Day one of the
like, bro,
offseason.
we get to enjoy this for like 9 months.
Dog, I'm gonna
You
be
get to
so
enjoy this for 9 months.
dog. I'm about to be so high off the hopium.
Like, you got something to be hopeful of. Like, as long as this division stays mediocre, we got a chance.
Which it can.
Like,
It can.
it's something cathartic about us finishing on a 4 game win streak and seeing the Panthers on a 4 game losing streak to end the year. Wait, it was a 4 game losing streak. I know they've been losing. I
They're eight
almost
and
feel like that don't
nine.
make sense because let me tell you why it almost don't make sense that they was on a 4 game losing streak. Because that means they would have been 8-5 at some point. And I'm like, all right, are they on a 4 game losing streak? That one don't add up now. Maybe they was like 8-6. Maybe they were on a 3 game losing streak. What is it? You looking it up?
I'm looking. I think it's like a 3 game losing streak.
Gotta be three. Ain't no way they were 8-5 at some point. Had to be 8-6.
So they lost to Seahawks, the
Yep.
Bucks.
Yep.
So it was 2 games.
There's only two.
So they lost to the Saints. They beat the Bucks, and then they lost to the Seahawks.
Seahawks and then the Bucks again. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. That makes so much more sense. Okay. Because I was like, ain't no way they was that far in the win column. Like, ain't no way they was that far up. Um, so I'm like, look, they looking bad. Even winning the playoffs, they looking bad. The
Mm-hmm.
Bucks, they started out looking like some gangbusters. I ain't gonna lie, man. It was looking like the division was theirs, and they done retooled and got everything they needed. But then they came back to earth hard, and after they started getting healthy too. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and then they bring it back the same staff. They probably finally ran out of luck on offensive coordinators. Like I'm like, damn, these dudes had Dave Canales and Liam Cohen in back-to-back years. Like,
And
how
then
you swing that? You know
and
what
then
I'm
you
saying?
let hey when they let both of them walk because hey, what are you gonna do? Fire Todd Bowles
I
for
mean,
making the
look,
playoffs? What are you gonna do? Fire him for winning the division?
it's funny because it was eerily similar to when we went to the Super Bowl with Dan Quinn, and it was like, damn, I don't want to see Kyle leave though. He kind of the engine of the offense here. we could find a new defensive coordinator. I don't know about finding this offense, and we couldn't. And honestly, if Quinn would have nailed that replacement, like if he would have hired Matt
Promoted
promoted,
Matt
yeah,
LaFleur.
yeah.
Promoted Matt LaFleur. Yeah, I'll never forget.
Yeah, man. I'm like, bro, he was a quarterback coach. That's a natural progression. You're not even flipping him to a position that don't make sense. Like, he's not going from offensive coordinator to a quarterback coach to head coach. You're going from quarterback coach to play coach. That's kind of what Zach Robinson did. And I'm like, yeah, quarterback coaches become names, except, he would have been, whatever. We don't need to rehash that. We don't need to get mad of Falcons past when the Falcons future is looking good. So it is outstanding to hear that Matt is going to be what is it, president of football operations, basically, something like that.
Essentially, yeah. Essentially, he's going to be the bridge between the football field and the boardroom.
Yeah, and I think that's honestly a great spot for Matt. About to take you back, see how old some of y'all are. But yeah, Sean Witherspoon, former Falcons linebacker, number 56. He was a former first round draft pick out of Missouri for us. When they were in the locker room, they would have a little show called D Block. They just hang out there with the other linebackers and some of the edge rushers, whatever, and they just be doing whatever. They had Matt Ryan in D Block though. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying? Yeah. Because let me tell you something about Matt. Matt a quarterback, but everybody love a quarterback like this. This is why Matt was liked by his teammates. Because Matt, let's be real now. He might Matt some milk toast. You know what I'm saying? But he one of the boys now.
boy, is he one of the boys.
He one of the boys now. Don't get that twisted now. You know what I'm saying? He might be from Pennsylvania or whatever. Hey, Matt is one of the boys. You ain't never had to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? So then you get him a guy who is really perfectly suited personality wise. We don't know what he brings necessarily qualifications wise, but I'm like, hey man, he a football guy. He know football. Obviously building a team and all of that is different. But they didn't hire him to be a GM. Which, by the way, he might be able to do that too, because another thing we kind of just ignore is that, boy, when you do something right, nobody questions how that was kind of a quirky, maybe stupid move to do in the first place. But the GM for the 49ers is John Lynch. He did not have any previous experience or background in scouting or writing contracts or any of that.
He's not even a former 49er.
No. I'm like, the guy who used to play for the Bucks and play for the Broncos, that John Lynch.
Hey, Hall of Fame player.
Hall of Fame player.
A thumper, boy.
Yeah, he was a hard hitter.
Thumper, boy.
And you know what? He was on the right team for his skill set too.
Yeah.
Because with them, whew, those some crazy defenses, them Tampa Bay defenses. But yeah, they just picked up a player and had a former player and had him be their GM, and it's been working out for them. Like, specifically, his ability to build the team has been good. So I'm not saying Matt could not do that. Another thing I love about Matt, because I kind of do want Matt in certain roles like that. Matt as an analyst. Oh, hold on now. I like Matt as an analyst. Matt ain't been scared to call nobody out and break down why his opinion is educated. Like, he ain't about to sit here and say, "Oh, I got a feeling that." No, Matt put on the tapes. Matt watched stuff, and he was like, "No, these players ain't doing it. They ain't doing it. They playing good enough." You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he can be a guy who can advocate and actually help with Michael Penix Jr. because I think a lot of people kind of got us dead in the water. And my thing is, Michael Penix Jr. He has some accuracy issues, but his highs were really high. That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you are, a person with a lot of trepidation about that, I'm not mad at you. Like, yeah, I'm nervous about it too. You know what I'm saying? He done got his ACL torn on a play that's just a strange play to tear your ACL. He didn't have somebody knock his knee from side to side. He got sacked and came straight down on his knee, and it caused a partial tear in his ACL. But that's not the ACL that was hurt before. He tore the same ACL on his right knee twice, and this is his first time. So maybe that'll give him somebody in house while he rehabbing to kind of help him learn the game a little bit. I know that's not going to be his responsibility or anything like that. I just like to think that Matt, being the kind of guy that he is, will want to do that. Like Matt still got football in him some way, shape, or form. He is not done with football. Like heck, he reached out to um Michael Penix Jr. just to kind of get that relationship started. And that's when he was not a part of the organization. You know what I'm saying? But Matt, like when you look at him being an analyst, when you hear about that, I'm like, yeah, Matt could still either be a coach or an executive or something. Matt got some sort of football still in his system though.
I couldn't agree more, big dog. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. And like I agree. I got some reservations about it. I'm a little nervous. Like if they were gonna hire him for the GM, I'd be extremely nervous.
Yeah,
I'd actually be worried. But for president of football operations, our MVP Matt Ryan, that job is perfect for him.
Hey, yeah, and
That
like
job is perfect for him. And the fact that
it really is.
he's a Falcon in the Ring of Honor. The jury still out on is if he'll make it to Hall of Fame, but in my opinion, Matt good enough, bro. I throw him in there. Maybe he's just in the Hall of Very Good. That's neither here nor there. But hey, homegrown, he ain't played his entire career here, but played majority of his career here. Is a Falcon through and through. Yeah, I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't want anybody else. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want anybody else, man. I'm looking forward to how the rest of this week shape up. This is only Monday. We've had Sunday. We've had Monday. Who knows? This podcast might be out of date by tomorrow.
Boy, the way they're making moves. Hey, if y'all boys thought Blank was playing around, he had words for you. Had words for you.
Hey, I'll say this because I mentioned it before in the previous pod. For the first time in my life, this was the year I thought I might die before we won a championship.
Oh boy.
And you know who's thinking that
it
more
was bleak, bro. It was bleak.
You know who's thinking that 3 times as much as I am? Because he's like 3 times my age.
Arthur Blank.
Arthur freaking Blank. Yes. That is he thinks that every day.
He like, well, I'm not about to risk I'm not about to risk not seeing the Falcons win the championship one time on these boys right here who playing.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. Yes.
Like, I ain't
yes, dog. And I'm glad he had some the cojones, whether it was his son who's kind of talked him over the ledge, whatever. I don't care.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad he was willing and able to listen.
Hey, that Band-Aid got ripped off. And
I heard he was upset about how some of this stuff went down. So, I feel like some of the way a lot of this stuff went down, it had to work out. And the fact that it didn't makes it counts against you, makes it do double damage.
Oh, absolutely. Like I saw the video of Terry trying to explain to Arthur Blank, like, hey, we paid $180 million for a quarterback, and this is why we drafted one too.
I'm pretty sure that video was debunked. That was him trying to talk. I see. My thing is, when nobody being in that war room, when the video's debunked, because they was like, apparently it was him trying to talk to Arthur Blank about wanting to trade back into the first round for Law 2, which was confirmed after that there's somebody they were reaching out for. But also, I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, hey, if they ain't got no audio, how I know you're not just spin doctoring?
I'm trying to tell you, my boy.
But I feel like ain't no way they used the first round pick and Arthur Blank ain't know what was going on. Ain't no way. I feel like he would have fired that man right on the spot. He'd have let that man finish drafting and he would have fired him right then and there.
He would have.
That would have been crazy.
But hey, on a more positive note, let's talk about this some season superlatives.
Yeah, man. The season's officially over. We finished 8-9. I think that's about a win or two below most people's predictions, but it was enough to get people let go. But now that the season's in the books, we can look at who had some positive play and what we did as a team that was positive. And well, gosh, golly, and gee freaking willigers, after being last in the league in sacks for the last 3 seasons, we finished the 2025 season with 50, a franchise record, 57 sacks.
Second in
Second in the
NFL.
league. Only to the Denver Broncos.
Dog.
Um,
Hey, I'm glad you decided to go defense first because man.
we got a lot of good stuff to talk about on defense.
Hey, let's start off with the line. I guess we can start off with JPJ, 10 and a half, rookie. Hopefully rookie of the year. We'll see. It's a
That
tough
10.5,
competition.
reaching that 10 part is what really might push him over.
Also, too, we can talk about Jalen Walker having a
Talking
good
about
season.
Jalen.
He had
Yep.
5. Somebody who I think we should bring up that we didn't include on this list because they went on IR, but I feel like we need to talk about them. Zach Harrison.
Yo, he had a lot of. He had major. I think on our preview when we talk about breakout candidates, I had Zach Harrison. I was like, I don't know. I feel like, oh, Zach really needed just a proper coaching. Because even in college, I'm like, no, man, this dude got size. He just stiff. That's his biggest issue. But he got the size, the strength, the length.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
He had
he
like
got what you
like 8
need.
sacks before he got hurt.
Like I don't think he had 8, but he had like, bro,
Like 7.
his pace. He was leading the team.
He was like, I was saying, like he had like 7 or 8 sacks before he got hurt. I can't remember what
No,
he
I
hurt.
feel like the only people who cracked 8 this year was Doralus and obviously JPJ, who ended up leading the team.
But yeah, but Zach, I want to say he had like 6 or 7, but he was leading the team before he got hurt. I can't remember what he hurt though.
I want to say it was his knee.
But yeah, even thank God it was not a serious injury, but Brandon Dorlus as well. Whoo, did he have a game? Did he have a game against the Rams? Oh my goodness,
All right,
man.
so he had 4.5 sacks. I'm trying to see how many games he played though, because he did not. He had like 4.5 sacks, playing like less than half the season.
Yeah, like I remember Zach. Zach was putting up numbers before he got hurt.
Yeah, he played 7 games and had 4.5 sacks.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
So he was poised to do damage. He had
Also,
4 different games with a sack.
yes, man. Yes. Also on the defense, we can go into the linebacker core. We can talk about Kate and Diablo.
Yeah, Devon
Man,
Diablo, he really showed he showed one of the deficiencies of the team as far as depth. Because when he went out and JD had to come in, like the run defense was always bad, it hit a whole new level when Devon
it bottomed out.
Diablo.
It bottomed out. It was terrible.
Yeah,
Like we couldn't stop anything.
mhm.
JD Bertrand and like, hey, I'm like holding out hopes that he can develop to make up for some of his athletic deficiencies.
Yeah, because
But,
he didn't look like an NFL player.
but man, dude,
But seeing what Devon Diablo did, how the defense looked when Diablo was in,
dog,
you want to talk about a guy who a rocket ship when it comes to finding the ball, and he the kind of guy who, because of the things he can do in coverage, he allow you to free up Caden Ellis more, let Caden rush
oh,
pressure, which Caden honestly did a lot less of because the guys we had rushing, it's like, oh, we gonna let him ride a little bit. Like maybe we still got to do some stunts every now and again, but we can get there with stunts. We don't really need to blitz necessarily. And
dog,
flinch.
man, the fact that our defensive line, interior pressure, and edge pressure has taken the next step.
Look,
Oh, I'm
with another
praying
year of season,
whoever we get as a coach and GM can say, you know what, Jeff Olberg, you're good at your job. You want to be the DC again? I'm praying. It probably won't happen. I know coaches want to bring in their own regime, but I'm just praying. I'm
man, you never
praying.
know.
I'm praying the new head coach is like, hey, you know what? You're good at your job. You can keep it. I hope he say that. I hope they say that.
Maybe we could look it up. You never know who got connections, who got
Yeah.
ties to each other. Jeff Olbrick and whoever we hired might have ties. And then they might be like, "Oh yeah, I know Jeff. Yeah, no, Jeff was solid. I want to keep that. I want to keep a piece of that action. You know what I'm saying?"
Nate Ollie too.
Yeah, we were talking. We forgot to mention that, but there's always fallout from the head coach getting fired. Now, no disrespect, no undue disrespect, but yo, Zach get the old heave ho. Grab him by his collar, grab him by his waistband, pick him up and scoop him and throw him out. I feel like anytime we didn't put the ball in Bijan's hand, well, not anytime, but like seriously, 70% of the time we didn't put the ball in Bijan's hand. We couldn't really move the ball. Now we had like even the game where Kyle Pitts went crazy. Look at Bijan numbers. Bijan went crazy too. You know what I'm saying? Drake London on the low. We need to go ahead and extend Drake London now. This is probably the cheapest he gonna be for us.
I agree. We need to extend Drake now while we still can.
Because Drake was actually going crazy before he got hurt. Seriously. He going in this year with less than 1,000 yards, no Pro Bowl, and we gonna forget that before he got hurt, he was leading the league in 100-yard games, and he was tied for the leading like touchdowns,
and was doing it in tremendous fashion, mossing the crap out of any and everybody.
Was going crazy. Drake was going crazy. He was going crazy. Him like it's crazy how injuries can really like spoil the season because like I'm like, bruh, Drake was going crazy, and I'm like, yeah, we might need to lock Drake in, get that out the way early. But yeah, it was somebody else we was talking about. But yeah, you talk about other superlatives. Obviously, Bijan. I hope he get that first team All Pro nod. I was hoping he'd have a big game against the Saints. Because I felt like a big game against the Saints, padding his numbers and like at least threatening Chris Johnson's all yards from scrimmage record would have gone a long way to possibly making him a first team All Pro or second team All Pro. I just hope he get All Pro, but I'm not gonna lie, this is a stiff year for running backs as far as making All Pro.
It is.
Man, there's a lot of guys out there who
James Cook, Jonathan Taylor,
Christian McCaffrey with another 1,000. Derrick Henry
Jahmyr Gibbs,
another 1,500 yards.
Jahmyr Gibbs, another one. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
It's a stacked year at running back. Now, what helps Bijan? 2 of the 3 longest runs this year were from Bijan. Both of them were on primetime. So you got that stain on your brain going on right there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the voters remember, yo, man, watching him in that game against the Rams, boy, he looked like the goddamn best player in the NFL. You know, watching that game against the Bills, best player in the NFL. Like, he went crazy in them games. You know, so, but yeah, most rushing yards and most overall yards or yards from scrimmage before age 24. And yes, Bijan is not even 24 yet. Like, that's crazy. I'm like, man, go ahead and get his extension out the way early too.
Yeah.
Or maybe take him for one more year, but I'm just like, man, Bijan has been so consistent. He's showing you all he's gonna do is drive the price up.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, dude.
That's all he's gonna do. You might as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he's gonna take his recovery seriously. Because he had a lot of touches this year, so he racked up some mileage. But gotta make sure that we get that out the way. Far as other guys, I don't think we mentioned Xavier Watts, but Xavier Watts had a great game against the Rams.
He had a great ending to his season, man. Well, his season was solid in general, but the way it ended was great.
I think just a little reminder that he was there and being a playmaker too. Like, so he's top for second in the league in picks as a rookie. And it's let me tell you why I love seeing that. Because I like when football can be simple, right? Just talking about it is simple, right? It is so nice to just say, So the guy who got the most interceptions in college football over the last 2 years came to the NFL and was second in the league in picks. Who'd have thunk it? You know what I'm saying? But like picks can be fluky. It can be a lot of reasons you getting picks. And in his highlight tape, you do see him taking advantage of a lot of overthrows and all of that. But nah, what I saw in that Rams game was he showed, hey, I can take advantage of them throws that over the I can center field and get them picks. I also jump around and getting them picks. I had my eyes on you, Matt. I saw what you were doing. We saw the tape. I'm about to jump this route. And he almost had a touchdown for his troubles. You know what I'm saying? And so, and that's one of them things that remind you, oh yeah, Xavier Watts was a wide receiver before he became a safety, huh? Dude got hands, huh? That's like one of the most dangerous things you can have. A safety with range who got hands. A lot of safeties, a lot of DBs can't catch, but so some of them guys got their hands, Not to get distracted, but Ed Reed, the thing that really made him a Hall of Famer was he could catch like a receiver. So that was yeah, that was one of them things. Um so yeah, finished on the 4-game win streak, beat the Saints, fired Raheem, fired Terry, cut Rich, brought in Matt. We had 57 sacks this year. We had a rookie, that the one that we traded it back into the first round for, that people kind of killed us for. He had 10 and a half sacks, at least justifying that move. We all get to say F them picks because of the play of James Pierce Jr. leading the team in sacks as a rookie, having the second most sacks from a rookie since 2017, only to Micah Parsons. Xavier Watts leading league with second in the league with 5 picks, leading all rookies. And Bijan having the most yards from scrimmage at 24 and possibly getting an all-pro nod. All things considered, the year was a rough year. But I would say pretty firmly that the last 2 days have been stellar. Or Sterling, who knows?
Couldn't agree more, my friend. Granted, we're gonna have some questions as far as extending people or trying to resign people like Caden Ellis. I hope we can extend him. Pitts, maybe we franchise tag him, maybe we give him a deal. Leonard Floyd had a good season, but for that price tag we gave him, I'm not sure if we're gonna bring him back. He had a solid season though. And I feel like he definitely helped develop some of our young guys. So I feel like he was definitely worth it. Excuse me. And last but not least, what are we gonna do with Kirk? Now, the smart thing to do is like kind of what everybody else is thinking is to cut him. But
cut your losses.
I want to say the cap hit for cutting Kirk this year or letting him go this year is like 60 M's. Now, granted, we could just do that and bite the bullet and get it out the way. But I'm going to be honest, right now, we are a franchise that's in QB purgatory. So there's a chance we might try to extend his ass, try to cut that cap hit down a little bit, add some dead years onto the end of it. We'll see. As of right now, 2026, we got a lot of questions that need to be answered as far as like front office, coaching, players. But hey, we have taken a step in the right direction, and for the first time in a long time, I am truly not on hopium. I have not had a single drop of hopium today. I am sober on hopium. But for the first time in my life, I got true, legitimate hope that we can do it the right way.
I'm not gonna lie, man. After the stuff we've been through as Falcons fans the last few years, I really started to think I would not live to see this day.
Same. Same.
Look, at this point, man, I'm just excited to see where this thing goes from here.
Yeah. Me too, man. Me too. Cannot wait. Arthur Blank, thank you for ripping that Band-Aid off, big dog. Thank you.
Hey, man, you're gonna have to change his name to Arthur Thanks.
I'm trying to tell you.
Boy, Mr. Thank. Well, yeah. No, I think we're going to dot that out there because It was a lot we had to catch up, but the Falcons have given us so much to talk about, so much good stuff. Good Lord, it's just so nice to talk about the Falcons positively without like that little twinge. Yeah, but the Falcons did this. The Falcons gonna do that. Falcons,
Mhm.
no, you still got to figure out this. No, we ain't got to figure out nothing. They got to figure it out.
Mhm.
But at least we got something to figure out that's not a negative in a way. So we see they trying to be serious at least. So I'm happy about that. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, Cam?
It's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this rest of this off season plays out. I'm also looking forward to some playoff football too. I'm looking forward to these games.
I'll be on sabbatical with football. Like sometimes with the Falcons ain't playing, I'm just like, and I'm saying that, and then I'm gonna turn it on. I even watched games last week that wasn't the Falcons. Not on Sunday. I didn't care about them, but I'm not gonna lie. I watched Tampa and Carolina.
No, I get
I
what you're
watched
saying for the regular
yeah.
season. I get what you're saying for the regular season. I get that, but playoff football,
I mean, I'm
I'm
gonna
watching
watch
every game. I'm watching every
because
game.
some of them guys might be guys that we gonna look to coach. I need to see what Clinton Kubiak do. But they ain't playing next week, so we'll figure that out then. All right, man. Well, we're gonna get up out of here. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Of course, why wouldn't you? Like, did you see what just happened in Falcons Nation? Like, I couldn't get enough Falcons content today.
Man, me either.
So yeah, we got this nice, fat, and juicy hour plus pod for you to listen to, and we go over everything from the Falcons perspective. So never forget that from a Falcons fan perspective, we are a fan podcast. So never forget that. But yeah, please like, subscribe, share, comment, hit the little bell. We're gonna hear some real niggas uploading. Peace.